Welcome everybody to a new YouTube video. We're continuing our Wolf of Shopify series where we build a Shopify store using the alpha Wolf of Shopify theme, which is a little bit different compared to all the other episodes we have done on this YouTube channel. But as you know, this is episode number 4. So I've been testing some things here off screen. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to be creating a logo, or uploading a logo rather. We're going to change our split banner that we once had to a 4-piece banner. I'm going to show you guys the benefits of that. And we're also going to be adding a product grid along with creating a banner, a primary banner. So just to recap from the last video you guys have seen, we dissected the difference between primary and secondary banners. There's a huge difference between the two, and they serve two different purposes. Remember that a secondary banner is not necessarily a banner kind of like this, or like a hero banner like the one on top, but a secondary banner is a block on the website, which, if those who remember what a block is, it's a section of the website, rectangular section of the website, that can be used for marketing a specific objective. It could be for a certain catalog of products, it could be for a certain product, it could be image and text, it could be a whole lot of things. So we created a split banner, which you guys will see. I'll reload the page so you guys can see the difference. Let me just delete all this downloaded stuff down here. Okay. You guys can see here we created the split banner. The images are not the same size, so I want you guys to be aware of that. So if I just zoom out here, all right, keep in mind the images are not the same size. The way to get these images to be the same size, let me go ahead and go back here. Clicked on the wrong link, but the way to get them the same size is when you upload them, you want to make sure they are, roughly the same size so that something like this doesn't occur. But you can switch around the images that you're selecting from. The image that we had last was this image, and they're supposed to come the same size, but once you kind of upload them, it will show kind of what size they're at. Now, with that being said, guys, I'm going to be using this image, but we're going to be turning this banner into a 4-piece banner. So let's go ahead and get started with it. So since we're using the Wolf of Shopify theme, the alpha version, okay, you guys can access it by clicking the first link in the description box down below, or simply going to wolfofshopify.com. Be aware that the first link in the description box down below is a affiliate link, or you can click on this Alpha Wolf theme button, and this is the landing page, or you can literally go straight to the home page and just simply click add to cart and then check out that way. So what we're going to do is there's this section here called Collections Masonry 4. All right, if you want to find the section, just hit add section and look through the different sections, hit the show more button, and you'll be able to see all the different sections. What we're going to do is we're going to hit add block. Okay, now we have 3 options. We have block, image, text link, we have text, and we have blog. So what we're going to select is blog, image, text link, and we're going to select that another time so that we have 4 total blocks. So this is the first one, this is the second, this is the third, and this is the fourth. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the ones that we already have images on, and instead of 50% width, we're going to select 25% width. Now for those who can see here, it's on the top right corner, guys, where my mouse is. On the right corner of the screen, we change it from 50 to 25. Okay, now we're going to select this image, which is right here. It's the second one, and do the same thing. Let's go ahead and select 25. Okay, so you can see here now the image sizing is different. This is what kind of shows how the images are. Now, for these two right here, we're going to do the same thing. We can select 25, and for the last one, we can select 25. Now, remember, this is a masonry style, so if we wanted to only have 3 and then make the third one 50% width, something like this, to show you guys how it works, we could do something like this. It would work the same way. All right, but since we want to keep things clean and organized, we will kind of operate in the manner where everything is 25% width. All right, so let's just go ahead and select that, and now let's add images here. So we have another image for men's collection that we can select, right? And you can see here this is the image, and then we have finally the last image, or let me save the progress on the second image rather. Save that progress and just hit select here. And for the last one, let's select an image of the one in pink here. So, based on what you guys can see, let me hit select and hit save. Okay. This image is the smallest of the images in height. Let's go back here. This image is the smallest image in height. This image is a little larger. This image is a little bit larger than this first image, but smaller than the second. And then this one is about the same size as this one. So these two are the same size, and then these two are not. Now, if we wanted to get them all like uniform, we would have to find which one is the smallest size ideally. Okay, and either we can scale it up to the largest size, or we can have to figure out what size this is in height and width, and then we have to apply that same height and width to these exact photos. There's a way to do that, but essentially we would have to go into a photo editing software and apply that same height across the board. Now, this is not necessarily needed, but for the design of a good flow, a good looking Shopify store, I'm going to take the time to do that behind the scenes after this episode is over. That's what I'm going to do. And then in the next episode, you guys will see it all uniform, and I'll kind of show you how to do that. All right. So we're going to leave this the way it is. Now, we could head over, for everybody who's watching, since we are doing this live, we could head over to Alphalete, and we could find images that kind of fit. Okay. So what we could do is maybe this image and this image will be the same size. So let's see if we could download it here. Let's go to our downloader. Let's see if we can download it. Let's look for the image that's the yellow. Okay. Let's hit the download button. Let's see kind of how that works. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this image. So let's go to block number 4 here and hit change image, and we'll upload the yellow one just to double check if it is the same size. And no, it's not the same size. It's actually the same size as this one. So that's actually makes things better. So guys, this is what we're doing here to save our content, to save our usage. Remember, I tell you guys that content is very important. We see here that these two images are the exact same size, and so being that they're the perfect fit, we're actually going to remove the 4-piece banner and keep going with the 2 pieces. So we can make this one 50% width, right? 50% width right here. And remember, masonry, so things can all change with different sizes. And this is just like I said, for a kind of little guide to make things easy. And we're going to eliminate this block and eliminate the second block. And now we have to make this width, this image the same size as the other one. So in width, so let's make that 50%. And there you go. They're both the same size. Now let's hit save here. And of course, there's going to be some pixelation with this image because this image is not meant to be that large. If you guys see what I'm saying, so they both end right here. Okay, so this is not my favorite photo, to be honest. It's kind of pixelated, but it is what it is. All right, now let's go ahead and head back to our banners. So we have all these different kinds of banners here. Let's take a look at our content and let's see what kind of images we have available to us. This is a very nice image of the hoodies. So let's see if we could download that one. Let's go back here. Let's see if we could download it. Let's see here. Is it available to us? There it is. Let's hit download. And let's see if it will fit well within the banner that we're looking for. So this is, where is it here? Let's go here. This is the banner that will fit here. So we're going to scroll up and we're going to look for, since this is our testimonial section, so right under our testimonials, here it is. It's called One Banner 4. And here we have a select image button. And we're just going to simply upload the image. And it should preload in it once selected. And there it is. So looks pretty decent so far. Okay. And we have a whole bunch of different options for text and things like that. But I kind of like the way that it looks now. Let's see here what we got. So instead of this span, I'm going to delete the span text. So it's going to say sale, and it's going to say up to, and I'm going to remove, once again, this span. And what we're going to do here is keep it kind of the way it is, but I'm going to remove kind of the sale up to, since it's built-in default black text. And instead of 40%, I'm going to write here 40% off. So it'll be kind of, it will have more width to it, okay? And instead of dress up, I'm going to click on shop our clearance or something like that. Clearance, okay? I'm going to go ahead and fix the spelling. And that's about good. Now we're going to have to add a link for the Shop Now button, which we'll go with, let's say, all products. This is, once again, guys, just as an example. You don't have to set it up this way, but just an example here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create, since we have a banner, we have our split banner, we need to have what's called a product grid. So let's go ahead and set that up. Now, there's a few things that we could do to kind of change the way this banner looks, because once again, I'm not happy with it since the image is pixelated, but we'll kind of get towards that towards the end here. And since I am editing everything live, nothing is kind of predetermined. Let's go ahead, and before we jump on the product grid, let's jump on the logo. So guys, with logos, there's a few things you want to keep in mind. The logo, depending on what theme you have, is you have to set it up in a way that it fits. So with the way that our logo is, when we scroll down, we have what's referred to as a sticky header. If you notice here, this header doesn't go anywhere. Now we could change that. I like sticky headers because I always want my people on desktop to know that the header is up there and they don't have to scroll all the way up just to get to it. So how we're going to access the logo, remember guys, this is Shopify 2.0. This setup is a little bit different. We're going to go over here to the left, hit this little theme settings button, and then go over here to header. And that's where we're going to be able to access our header. Now, whenever you want to add the logo, guys, every theme is different. You got to keep that in mind. So just because I have these settings available to me here doesn't mean you will, because assuming you're not using the alpha theme. If you're using the alpha theme, then in that case it should be the same, at least to my knowledge. But if you're not using that theme, there's other themes with different capabilities. You know, there's a different feature for everything. So this normal logo, let's go ahead and select image. And I actually, if you could see here, I uploaded some logos, and I want to show you guys the difference. So this logo that has this black background is a logo that you're not going to want to use. And there's a few reasons why. I'm going to click on it so it can load, and it'll explain. So basically what this logo is an image. You could see here as I'm scrolling that this black part is not transparent. You want to have a transparent logo. On top of that, it's also too big. Now, I have a transparent logo, for example, here, and I'll click on it just so you guys can see. And now you could see it's transparent. So when I scroll down, okay, it matches the white of the background. So that's going to be good for us, and those are the type of logos that I recommend. Now notice how this logo is also transparent behind this banner. Well, once we add a banner, the logo is going to pop a lot more. So let's go ahead and hit save here. And we're going to, by the way, guys, if you're not interested in using this sticky feature where the header sticks here, you could just click on this check mark. It says use sticky header. You unclick on it, and it will kind of disappear as you're scrolling. So right now it's saving the progress, and look, I'm going to scroll, and there you go. The header doesn't stick. I personally like sticky headers, so I'm going to add the sticky header. Okay? And it's back to normal. So you can look at all the other settings, and there are other settings here. You have social media, you have product detail, you just have a whole bunch of different stuff. So I do recommend you look at that, but this is for later when we edit the product pages and things. And that's just general theme settings, all right? Now what we need to do is we're going to add a product grid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to this little add section button. I'm going to click on it. And I want a product grid, but not a tabbed carousel. So for those who remember the very first episode or the second episode we created what's referred to as a tabbed carousel. And this tabbed carousel basically shows a certain category of products, but in different collections. So this whole category is women's products, right? That's the category. It's the main category. It's women's. And it has different tabs that showcases different products, right? So we have crop tops here. We have women's shorts. We have leggings, okay? And these are the different collections. So this is the category. This is the collections, all right? Now, what we want to do is we have other products to showcase. This is not like it's the only product we have. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a product grid. So we're going to go here to add section, and we're going to look for something that says like a product grid or something like that. So we have blogs, we have newsletters, banners, block list collection, we have banners, featured collection. Let's go ahead and click shop or select more and let it load. There's a whole lot of features. I think we have over 60 features is what I counted last time. And I'll scroll a little bit more down. It's banners, popular collections, brand carousel, product countdown, product image slider, popular blocks. Let's go ahead and scroll down again. Let's hit the select more. And I actually missed it, but it says here collections grid. Or maybe I didn't miss it. There's so many features. Like I said, here it is. Product tabbed grid. This is exactly what I was looking for. So I can add a grid of products to my homepage. Okay, and I know sometimes, guys, it could be a little bit confusing because there are so many different sections, but that's just the benefit of having a theme like this, is that we have so much versatility for us to utilize this theme on. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually select a collection. So I'm going to hit save. Now, remember, guys, my goal is to create some sort of diversity into the store. And so that means I want to select a collection that is ideally going to be labeled like all products or something like that. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to go into my products. I'm going to select this collections button, and I'm going to actually have this homepage button for collections. But there's only one product here, so I'm going to hit browse. I'm going to add a whole bunch of them. All right. And what I'm going to do, and I actually did this strategy with my last clothing store that I sold, is I'm going to sort these out manually. Now, in my head, as a store owner, I know what's typically going to drive the most attention. So if I know my customers are coming to my website on the women's side for the yoga pants the most, then I want to put the yoga pants in the front. But since I am showing off more than one style product, like men's and women's, I also want to show off the men's product. So let's say put yoga pants in the front, put the t-shirt also in the front, and then maybe another women's product, maybe like these pair of shorts that might have a chance to sell well. Basically, what you want to do is you want to put your best sellers up front here on the grid, or adversely, you want to put the products that don't sell at all on the grid. So you have to really just understand what your your customer base is like. So, for example, with my personal business, I was driving traffic from Google, and I wasn't driving traffic from influencers or anything like that. So I knew that when people visited my homepage, that would be the assessment of whatever they got. And some people wouldn't even go further than the homepage. So when I was learning how to boost my conversion rate, because that's what this whole series is about, is learning how to increase your conversion rate through the art of selling, right? I had to assume, okay, what is going to be the products that drive the most desire, the most sales, and the most traffic, right? Or the most want and need. And I picked the products that would drive the most need first, and I would put them in the collections, right? In the grid, on the homepage. So to do that, we're going to select the first tabbed grid, and we're going to select it. I'm going to select the homepage collection. You can see here the homepage collection is available to us. Now let's hit select, and let's hit save. Okay. Now, I like how I can choose an even number of products to show. I personally never select an odd number. So you see how there's 6 here, 9, 11, numbers like that. I personally don't show 9. I know most of the numbers are even. And the reason why that is because I don't want to have a extra product left over. Okay. So this is the perfect amount, perfect thing for a grid here. And for new arrivals, I kind of like how it says new arrivals. So I'm just going to delete these other tabs. But before I do, I'm going to select the product tab, and we're going to look at the different styles that are available to us. Now, before I even do that, we're going to go over here to margins. Now, if you guys remember last time, this margin setting here, and please guys pay attention, it's on the top right, it says margin, okay? This margin is a feature that usually UX and UI designers use. I've spoken about this before, but we're going to do a little review of it so that everybody kind of understands. When we have a block, so a block, remember, is a section of a website, we have what's referred to as padding, and we have margins. So basically what padding is it's how much of this white space is going to be contained within the block to essentially wrap around the block. And we have this margin feature to give us that benefit. And if you notice here in parentheses, it says top, right, bottom, left. And so we get to choose by typing in the same format here the amount of pixels we want on the top, on the right, on the left, and on the right, and on the right, on the left, and the bottom and the top. Okay? In my case, I only want some space between the new arrivals and this two images up here. And so what I'm going to do is I want some space on the top, so I'm going to write 20 pixels and see how it looks. But nothing is really going to change unless I write the whole formula. So you guys got to make sure you do that. So it's 20 and then 0, 0, 0. Okay? And at the end of this 20, I got to add a px for pixels, and you can see here now it went down. Before, no matter what things I typed, it wouldn't go down. And that's because the format has to be correct. If you guys are going to do this, you need to have the format written properly, and the example is on the bottom here, so right here in the light gray. Now, let's go ahead and just delete, or no, let's not even delete yet. Let's go ahead and see the different styles we have for this product grid. So just keep in mind for style number 3, which is the pre-selected style, we have some text in the middle, we have these tab buttons, and we have a product grid. And whenever we take our mouse and we hover over, we have an add to cart button and a quick view button. Okay, now quick view doesn't work on the previewer here. The only way to actually get quick view to actually work is we have to preview the website in its view button. So I'll kind of show you guys how that works. So here we're at the home page. If I scroll down to a product and I hit the quick view like before, you'll see there it is. The quick view pops up very well. Okay, so let's head back and let's hit exit here, or let's just save our progress rather, and then we'll exit, and then we'll customize our business here, our theme, and we have everything loaded. And let's look at the different styles. So we have product tabs grid, we have style 1, so let's take a look at style 1. So style 1 is a little bit similar to style 3. We have style 2. Style 2 you can see is significantly different. Everything is moved over to the left. Style 3, similar to style 1. So when you take your mouse, you hover over, kind of shows the second image, shows some text. I want to see if the style 1 does the same thing. Yes, it does. It does the same thing. It's just organized a little bit differently. So style 1, style 3 creates a little bit, I believe, more space between the heading and the blocks, but I could be wrong on that. Let's just see here. Yep, I was right. It did create a little bit more space. It's kind of hard to notice, but for the sake of it, let's stick to style 1. All right, now let's get rid of all these tabs here that we don't need. So let's remove tab 2 since we don't need these tabs. Usually I would recommend using tabs if you have a lot of products. Remember that the conversion feature behind using product tabs is that, guys, if you have a lot of features on your store, make sure, or if you have a lot of products, the thing that you need to have on your store is these product tabs, because that's what's going to allow the customer to see all your products in under 10 seconds or less. And that's kind of the rule. Consumers' attention rates and the ability for them to pay attention is drastically low, and their attention spans are low because they're always constantly being hit with new information, new text, new notifications on their phones, and they're being trained. They are literally being trained, consumers, to have short attention spans. So your goal is to maximize the consumer's attention span and use that to the best of your advantage and kind of make sales. And that's why we have all these features on these themes, and there's a reason behind every single one of these features. Now, if you notice here, what I did is I deleted all the slides because I don't want it to slide, and we're going to add a main banner, okay? So for our main banner, the ideal for a main banner is you want to have an image that's going to encapsulate your brand, okay? Whether it is some sort of offer that you're doing, some sort of sale, some sort of product that you're selling, you need to use every space on your website valuably. So this is the main banner that was being used that Alphalete had, and so this is the one that we have here to our advantage. I could definitely use a different style banner, so something like this. It doesn't have to necessarily be a hero banner. For those who don't know, a hero banner is a banner that stretches from the full width of the page from the top to the right to the bottom. Okay? And we're going to go over here to one of the other banners. So under, for example, the newsletter section, we have one banner, and we're going to select the exact same banner. All right? And so let's go ahead and select it and see what comes up. So this one looks a little bit better, maybe. You kind of could argue with it. Let's see the second one, maybe. Let's kind of see how it looks. I think that one looks a little bit better. And let's select it. Let's see if we can add some margins to it. So if we add, like, for example, 10 pixels, and we add some zeros here, and let's go with a padding container, or use padding rather, and we can kind of change some of the margins. Let's go margin on the bottom, obviously, because we need some space. Let's go with 30, and let's kind of see how that looks. And so you can see here now it's like a box. And these are just different examples of banners. Now, something that I want to say is this banner right here, you could see here on the Alphalete official website. Where is it here? Where's this main banner? I can't even find it. I guess this was a temporary banner that they used. This banner is designed much smaller, so it's designed to fit this right here. And so that's why it's kind of looking pixelated and not clear. Maybe it's here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. This is the banner. So it's much, much smaller. It's designed to be for a smaller image. So that's kind of why we're having this pixelation error. It doesn't really look good when it's all pixelated like this. And the reason why it's just a little bit pixelated is because the image is much smaller. Now, something that I will say, guys, is you'll have different themes that just won't be pixelated, but they won't show the full quality of the image. And I'll explain what I mean by that. This is what's referred to as minifying. There's a lot of different themes that perform minifying. So what is minifying? Minifying is when a theme on purpose doesn't show the full quality of the image. You could see here on the product images is a perfect example. Doesn't show the full quality of an image, and I'll just click view here so we can see it, just so that the theme can move faster for the end consumer and serve Google's purpose better. So if you guys can see here, maybe the camera's picking it up, maybe it's not, but these images on the product you could see here are not, I mean, they are definitely good graphics, but they're not 100%. The reason why it is because if they were all 100% in full graphic quality, it would slow down the website drastically. A lot of the times Google knows this now, is that websites are very, very high quality. They have a lot of features. They have a lot of graphical images. But the ones that are going to soar to the top are the ones that perform the best, despite having these high quality images. Well, these themes minify content so that when you activate a certain feature, the theme can perform faster, but yet still maximizing on that quality. Now, you might say, well, does that mean my product images are going to look bad forever? The answer is no. If I interact with the product, like I click this quick view, you can see here that the image now is much more graphically sound than it was before, right? And you could see that as an example here. So it's just a small minification to help with the reduction of quality and help with the serious boost in speed. Okay, so those are the different features. Now, like I said, for this main header, I would love to have a great image here, but Alphalete is the type of company that doesn't take photos with huge banners. They're very, very small. Like, for example, this small banner. So when you try to take a banner of this size, which is, I'll just show you guys here, a banner of this size, and we try to stick it into something this big, it will look not graphically sound whatsoever. So we want to just keep that in mind, guys, when we're doing these kind of things. So now you guys can see kind of the different designs here that are going on. What I'm going to do behind the scenes is I'm going to do some touching up. I'm going to, for example, try to help with this pixelation that we have going on here. I'm going to try to figure out some things, maybe download some images, and I'll be back for another episode to do some more touch-ups. So remember that the things that you guys are seeing are very real circumstances that people have their Shopify theme. Sorry, that was a little error there I experienced for just a second when I tried to save my changes. But remember that the things that you're seeing here are very real experiences. I don't necessarily have all the images saved before I do this. I don't have all the images prepared and prepped and all these things. Basically, the errors that I go through are going to be the same errors that you guys go through, and you guys could kind of see how I handle them. So, for example, you guys saw the time where we had the images here not properly set up on the bottom, right? One was longer than the other, and we found another image to kind of coincide with it, to fit perfectly, okay? These are the things that you guys are going to have to do when you start a business. You're going to have to essentially make things work, right? Same thing with the minification. These are understanding different concepts of your business. And I'm guys, I'm going through it just like you guys, all right? So you guys are going to be seeing more episodes of me make this website better and better and better. You guys are going to be seeing the evolution of it over time. And finally, we'll come to the very end where we eventually make presentation videos, but hopefully that's in a little while. Every single new episode is a new episode getting one step closer to the perfect website, all right? I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.